9 months reselling on eBay online, and it's been a journey. It's been a great big journey. And this month, September, month number 9, it's really presented its challenges. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, and I say that a lot, but it's true. It is a roller coaster game that we play in this world. If you are reselling, you know what I'm talking about. If you are new here though, what I'm all about is running, reselling, lifestyle, and everything in between. And today I'm going to take you through my September financials for running a business online via predominantly eBay. I'm going to take you through the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, and of course the lessons, the wins, and also my FY22 business progress. Let's jump into it. So straight off the cuff, how have we landed for September 2021? Well, this is what you can see. We have done some great numbers, but it's come down compared to the highs that we were riding for the last couple of months. And we'll go through why. So we sold a total of 193 items, down from 238. So not too bad, really. I mean, to hit 193 items, that's a lot of items moving out. Our total cost of items was low this month. We didn't have to spend much because we already had a lot in stock, which was actually from previous month in August. I really did get quite a lot of bulk deals. So I've spent a total of $464 on the cost of items. And average cost per item was only about $2.40. So we've come down around $2.60. Total revenue, we're sitting around $3,964. So this one is a big drop. We've dropped down about 37%. Last month we did about $6,400. So we've dropped heaps, and we're going to get to all the details of some of the reasoning behind this. But it can be quite demoralizing seeing your numbers almost half. ASP, or average sales price, for this month was $20.50, so we have dropped down around $6 as well. Some good news though is my total fees and postage costs at my cost has come down. We've done $969 worth, and the average being around $6. So we've dropped about 50 cents. So that's a huge win, and that comes down to the types of things that I have been selling in terms of fees and what it costs, but also the postage. I'm getting better at doing postage, and I did hit band 5 in the previous month, so that all adds up as well. That's band 5 for the Australian Post business plan. The big number we're all looking for is total profits, and that has been $2,527 for this month, which unfortunately was a drop in about 25.5%. However, the real good news here, and the big win, the big takeaway that I'm looking at for this entire month, is margin. I've hit a 63.8% margin, which is an increase of about 10%. So even though I've had a lower month in terms of volume, the profits is actually still quite high, all things considered, because I didn't have to sell as much to get as much back into my pocket because my margin is higher. So this is definitely one thing to take away, and it's taken me a while to really just realize how good this is. So let's progress on. As I mentioned, 193 items sold. You can see all the details here on screen: cost of goods, sales, post-cost fees, profit, all that stuff that we just discussed, and you can see the averages. But the key thing that I wanted to mention here is, what are my top 3 item categories that have been selling? And it's been books, DVDs, and collectibles. And the books and DVDs really are the main things I've only been listing as well, and we're going to touch on that later. But they were the items that I got from a lot of my bulk deals. However, some of the collectibles have been some watches and some different things that I haven't really sold before, which has been able to bring up that higher margin for around 84%. So that's line number 3 there that you can see. Cost of goods was only $5, yet we did a revenue of just shy of $500 on that. So, and if anyone is asking, why do I have negatives in postage paid? If there is a negative in postage paid, that's because I got a discounted amount back of $16 or $17 or $8 from my postage band discounts. Postage paid is obviously what I've paid out of my own pocket. So this is the month, this is how it's gone. You can see all the things I've been selling, quite a variety. The Pokemon cards there, which is for my Pokemon fund. So it's been really, really cool to see how we've progressed. So the top 5 items that have sold for this month, and a lot of you would have seen this if you've been following my week journeys, but for those that haven't seen, here's a wrap up. We've got a good range of different items here. We've got a PlayStation 2 here on the side. I picked this one up from Hard Rubbish, and I was able to sell it for $99 plus 15 postage, so I got $84 profit. We've got a couple of watches here, as you can see. They were around 42 cents each, and I sold them both around $60, and I think they both went international. Anne of Green Gables, a book set, vintage set, that cost me $9, got $70 for that. That one went international as well. And also that novice calculator there at the end, paid $250, got $46. That went international as well. So a lot of the big wins for this month have been international. The PlayStation 2 did not go international, but yeah, so it's interesting to see I was able to get some huge margins because of the discounts. And sometimes I'm getting about $10 back for those international discounts when I send for postage via the Australia Post business plan. So you need to get on that. Some cool items for this month have been Mighty Beans, which I sold this for about $35, but there's some really cool nostalgia. Let me know in the comments if you had Mighty Beans. I sold a Wiggles sleeping bag, something random, had that for a while, but it finally did sell. And a really cool one was The Witcher on PC. Now, the lady who purchased it originally just wanted the stickers. She was willing to pay this much just for the stickers. She said, would you separate it? I said, well, I don't really want to because it's complete. So she said, okay, I'll just buy the whole lot. So pretty happy with that too. Flops for this month. And I don't want to go too much into the flops. We'll talk about lessons shortly, but if you follow my weekly videos, you'll see the details of flops each week, and the big one being the INAD case. So you can jump over to that video if you want to have a look. But in terms of flops for this month, really, I like to refer this as losses. So there was only 3 items with a loss, and that was only a total of $1.60. And it's basically from old items or old stock or mistakes. And a lot of this is just to do with postage because of things that I had things listed way too cheap, and they're really old things from the past. So lost a couple of dollars here and there. Well, not even a couple of dollars, but all in all, it's a pretty good month. So the wins and the lessons. Well, the wins for this month, and it's been quite hard to just put things into perspective, which we're going to touch on the lessons shortly, but consistency remains. We're going to see the consistency that I've done very soon, but been able to continue to get sales, continue to list every day. And I've also put in some new listing processes, especially around DVDs. I'm experimenting this month, or this week actually, with some of the books, and that has enabled me to have more time. Not necessarily more time in the business, but just more time for myself. And I think that's crucial and key here is that, oh yeah, I could be putting more time into the business and, grinding it out further, but in this game, I also like to be able to have some, time to myself. And that's the whole idea of the reselling game, is you do have that luxury of freedom, because if you do your work, you can take some time off because you're not in demand by someone else driving the machine. You're the one driving. The other big wins were I got a couple of bulk deals, which did really, really well. It's going to drip feed me for a long time. They're not high ASP, but they're still very, very beneficial. And picking up a couple of things from Hard Rubbish has been king as well, because, free stuff that I can just quickly flog off. Now, the lessons for this month, it's really been a mental grind, and I did touch on this in my recent week 38 of reselling, and week 38 reselling, and this week it has challenged me mentally. I struggled. It was a tough one. We're still in lockdown. I haven't been seeing the numbers that I've wanted to see. And, seeing everyone else getting out thrifting, picking up these cool deals, or just hitting numbers which are just crazy to even fathom. Look, it's really, really good for them, and it's not personal. It's nothing against them. Sometimes it's my own frustration because I think, can I be doing bigger and better numbers? Well, at the same time, I am grinding it out and I'm not seeing bigger numbers. But I want to take you through that numbers stuff very shortly and help you put it into perspective, because I would like to think, I guarantee that there's other people thinking this, feeling this, the pressure, the frustration, being in lockdown, whether you're in Melbourne, Canberra or Sydney. It's been a frustrating game, and I think it really comes down to mindset, and it's taken me a while to work through that, and me doing these videos and sharing that journey has enabled me to really get a clear-cut understanding of maybe it ain't too bad. So touching on the mindset then, me, I'm a numbers guy. As you clearly know, I like to show the numbers, but when you think about it, it's not really that bad. Even though I've had a lower month, some people don't hit this. Some people are still trying to hit this, so I should never complain, and I do apologize if I am ranting about it. But when we think about it, I've only sold DVDs and books majority, 54 and 66. They have been the bigger hitters for the month. But that's ironically the only thing I've been listing. So of course they're the things that are probably going to sell the most, because that's what I'm feeding the algorithm, eBay machine. That's what's going in, and that's what's coming out. And my average sale price, ASP, is low. Well, that's because the things that I'm listing are averaging around $18. So when I sell it, I can't expect it to be $54 unless people are buying 2 or 3 DVDs, which they have, which actually works out pretty cool. Now, the other thing is I haven't been able to, and I know a lot of other people haven't been able to source, a lot of different items, all those bolo items of such, because if you are getting bulk deals, you might get a few bolos in there, but the rest of it's just, bread and butter stuff. And we're in lockdown. We are in lockdown, so it's expected you're not going to be able to do that. And those deals or local opportunities are very limited, and everyone's chasing them if you're in this same situation. So what I want to say to you, and I'm saying it to myself, is you need to give yourself some credit. You're putting in some work, you're still chugging along, you're doing the best you can, and I guarantee you put this process into play when we open back up, when you can get out and source, when you can get out and do some thrifting, you're going to do fine, you're going to do wonders, and that's what I'm betting on. So just need to, sometimes it's good to just zoom out, share with others, talk to others, and get yourself back into a good mindset, because at the end of the day, this is a mindset game as well. It's not really a physical game. We're always selling. We're trying to convince a buyer to purchase something from us. So it is mentally heavy. And when you get people reaching out and complaining, once again, mentally heavy. So give yourself some credit, give yourself a break if you need to as well, and stay strong, stay sane, and we'll get through it. And I appreciate everyone that has been supporting me so far, with all the comments, all the love, all the encouragement. It means the world to me when people comment. So yeah, just a little rant there, but we'll push through. So let's touch on some of the analytics for this month. So cool things to know is 464 items listed. Some of those have been relisted, but nowhere near as much as previous months. I've been trying to do more just new items, because I feel like the relists, they do help. Sell similars do help, but they should be the gravy. They should be the icing. You want to put new stuff into the store, and that has been working a lot better. Average daily revenue is $132. So once again, stripping it back, taking a bird's eye view, that is not bad. And I shouldn't really be disappointed with this. It's only because I've come off the mountain of $6,400 or so, and I've hit about half that this month, that I feel like, whoa, what's happened? But really, it's not that bad. And I think people, we need to take an understanding of this. And I'm not here to say that, look at me, I haven't done this, I'm doing really bad. No. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes you're going to have your big weeks, your big months, your low weeks, your low months. And this is what it is. This month is a low month compared to the previous months. And it comes back to that mental game. And we've had a total of 40 average cycle time, meaning it's taken about 40 days to sell something that's in the store, which has actually dropped about 7 days since last month. So pretty happy with this. So year-to-date view from January all the way up to September, as you can see how it's been happening. And we've been in this, I guess, this drive to get bigger and better. And that's what I'm always trying to do, is learn each month and apply it to the next month so that we can get better. And total sold's been going up. Cost of goods have been coming down. Sales have been going actually up to down, and that's because I've been listing so much more that the volume isn't necessarily high price, but the volume is low price but high volume. Postage costs have come down, which is really, really good. Actually, it's been really, really low, and that's because some of them, they've been paying for postage a lot more. I have done that switch now where they're paying for postage and I'm just paying the delta. Fees, they're a bit lower, but they're still quite high. Like, there's a lot of money in fees. And then profit, we have come down again, but margin is incredible, 63.8%. And that, once again, being a huge takeaway for this month, is you look where I started, sitting around 49, then we've been averaging around 45, 46, and now I'm sitting at 63%. Now, if I can do this with an August volume, that's when things are going to start to get very exciting. Because at the end of the day, revenue is great. You could be doing 10 grand, but if you're not hitting some good profit margins, you're not getting any money into your pocket. So I think something that I'm really trying to focus on now is ensuring that I am getting a higher profit and not just focusing too much on the revenue, because the revenue can be diluted and it doesn't mean you're paying the bills. So here's just a running view. I've added another blue line or blue chart into this graph, which is just the profit. So you can see that profit margin growing as well. So look, we really did peak up at that mountain, and then we started to come down. And October, let's see what happens. So here is the business view for FY22. Now, I want to call out that last month I had an error in this view. I had August wrong. The margin was sitting around 33%. It's actually meant to be 27.3% because I forgot to add in some new stock quantities. So it went 40% to now 27%. As you can see, July 40%, August is now 27%, and that was around that 38% last month, I think it was, or 33. So we have dropped down. I fixed that. So we did pay up a lot in August, but September, we've come in around average 35%. We have had quite a few expenses, and because I've been doing a lot more volume, I've been having to buy a lot more packaging and things like that. So trying to find better ways to make that happen in terms of saving dollars, and obviously buying in bulk, you're going to save a bit more. So paying that forward, if I've got a little bit of cash in my reserves, in my OPEX at the end of each month, I'm sometimes paying up so I can get those expenses out the door for that month, and the next month is potentially going to ride higher, which is what has happened here between August and September. At the end of August, I purchased quite a lot of postage supplies before the price rise went up, and that's why I have a bigger expense, and it's actually worked out a little bit better in September, and I think it will also play out better as we progress into October, November, and the final of the quarter. The other thing here is I also made a mistake in the profit first. I had been putting my revenue in here, which That's not what I've actually been doing on the bank side. I just put the wrong number when I actually showed this calculation last month. So what I want to be very clear is the profit first view is from a book. If you want to check out the book, go have a look. But really your income here should be the profits from your business, right? Because that's what's coming into your bank account. Income to date has been $5,400, and this is just from FY22. So we've done an OPEX amount of $2,160. That's because I've allocated that much. Profits $270, which goes away for a quarterly bonus. Owner's pay is what's actually come back into my pocket, because I'm using the profit to then break up how I want to cash flow my business. So we have earned a total of $5,400 in profit after revenue, expenses, cost of goods, all that jazz within the eBay view. Once it comes into a business view, I then do another splitting. So yes, I could be taking $5,400 straight into my pocket, but I would have no cash flow. So what I'm doing is breaking it up and drip feeding it. And that's why I have OPEX, which is your operating expenses. And that means I've got $2,160 that I can use. Now, at the moment, obviously it is not this, because this is a running view. I might only have $800 in there at the moment because I top it up on a weekly basis. This is a monthly view. So what I'm trying to say here is, profit first, it enables you to put your money into, I guess, drip feeding solutions, meaning I'm drip feeding my OPEX, I'm drip feeding my profits, I'm drip feeding the actual money that I pay out to myself, and I'm drip feeding my tax account. So when tax comes, I've got the money there to pay for it. And I would encourage anyone to have a look at this, because when I got to the end of FY21, I did realize I didn't have any cash flow. I did not have any cash that I could just go out and purchase things that I needed for other expenses, such as postage supplies, storage supplies, stationery, printing ink, all that jazz. So something to consider. If this is a bit confusing, do let me know. And I can try and answer any questions in the comments, but I do have a couple of different videos sharing a bit more on this as well. So that's it, team. That has been September 2021. It's been a journey, it's been a climb, it's been a roller coaster, as I always say, but that's what it's all about. It's about learning, it's about understanding, and seeing how I can take these understandings, these learnings, these lessons, these wins and losses into the next month and see how we can do it better. Now, I am excited because at the end of October, we will be opening back up here in Melbourne, and it means I can get back out, start doing some thrifting, and hopefully break that mental grind of just listing the same thing over and over again, which is books and DVDs. I mean, I want to be listing books and DVDs, but I want to be listing the big ticket items, the ones that are selling. And unfortunately, a lot of my BOLO items I've already sold, and that's because they move quick. So it is what it is. I really do appreciate being here. If you've got questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas, difference of opinions, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than happy to continue the conversation, and I really do appreciate you being here. Now, if you did enjoy this video, let me know as well, but otherwise make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.